Hi, hello, it's stellajo, and I cannot remember the last time I played Animal Crossing. I honestly can't even remember the last time I booted up my Switch, but I've been hearing rumors, hearing tidbits, hearing whispers on the internet about the next Animal Crossing title coming to the Switch 2. Now, I don't have a Switch 2, but the next Animal Crossing might just get me to buy one. And with all these whispers floating around, I figured now is a great time to check back in on my island. I honestly can't even remember who lives there, but I figured I'll take a look around, show you guys what I'm working on. It's pretty cute from what I can remember. So let's dive right in. Wow, this game takes a long time to load. Holy moly. I also forgot that my island is called Baja Blast. I'm a creative genius, and if you don't see my vision, I can't help you. Oh yeah, Isabel, tell me today's announcements. There's someone staying at the campsite. Maybe we kick someone out today. This is actually great. I get to show you guys my campsite in all of its glory. Oh yeah. I'm in a full winter fit. Oh my god. Let's fix that. This island is Renfair themed, hence the sword on my back. So I'm gonna get dressied up in a Renfair outfit. Love it. Welcome to Baja Blast. This is a Renaissance Fair themed island, so we're taking a lot of inspiration from my real life Renfair, which is the New York Renfair, and also D&D and all that kind of like medieval goodness. The flag has nothing to do with that. That's just a personal preference. I kind of want to take a look at my map because I don't remember who lives here. Wait, my map is kind of cute. This is not a collection of villagers that is going to stay here. I think these bottom 6 were ones that I really liked, but the whole idea is that the villagers each are in charge of like a different zone at the Renfair. Let's go explore. Oh my god, I'm so happy to be back. So this is the entrance. Oh yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I use so many of these castle pieces. I love them so much. Also, there's a ton of lag on this island, I'm just warning you now. But we have a little, like, ticket area with the bank thing and the ticket taker and a stack of maps. Oh my goodness, wait, this is so cute! So from the right of the ticket taker, we get to this little zone. This is kind of just like a transition area, I guess. And then down here we have a maypole. Oh, and then down here is the parking lot. I'm remembering now that a big thing that I wanted to do on this island is not really stick to the medieval theme. I wanted to stick to a Renfair theme. So you will see throughout there's like a mix of like more medieval items, more sort of rustic items with modern items. One of my favorite things at the Renfair is like when a performer flashes their Venmo QR code and they're like dressed like a knight. And then if we head up here, we have our first house. I think this is Nan's house. So you see what I mean? Where I was like, every villager has kind of a job. So Nan's house is a bakery. I didn't decorate the inside yet. I don't think I have finished the Happy Home Paradise DLC, so the insides are unchanged, but the outsides are changed. And then over here we have a little art painting station. So adorable. And then if we go past Nan's house, I made this little kind of wooded area leading to the next house, which is a little garden shop. I think this is Pango's house. So many plant items. All of the plants. Every single plant you could possibly think of. By the way, these bonsai tables, big investment, right? Like super hard to craft. And then behind this shop, we have this little archery range, which I totally stole off of Instagram, this idea. Okay, wrapping back around this way. Should we go back to resident services? Because for my resident services, I basically just covered it in these castle items. So it's like an interior courtyard almost. Isn't that cute? It's like surrounded by the castle walls. And then if I go up, it's like a great lookout point because you can still climb over here. I do have a ladder and I'm remembering all the buttons. So up here, we've got some knights and we've got some lookout points, a little binocular zone, because down there is a little flower path. I made that on stream. I did a whole stream where I was just placing flowers, just a million billion flowers. So cute. I didn't have like a colorway for all of the flowers on my island because I love all of them. I love all of them, and I think this really like showcases how you can just combine all the flowers together and make it look cute and good. Hot take, you can make all the flowers together look cute and good. There's not really a good way to like loop around the island just because it's so twisty and turny. But let's go across this bridge because over here is an area that is like not finished. But then right behind it needs to lead over to Kiki's house, right? Yes, which is witch themed. I feel like people know this fun fact, but Kiki is based on Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service, which is about a little witch. So I turned her house into a little witchy zone with her like potions and her spell book and this crazy cauldron. I think I need to change the exterior of this house. The exterior of the house is cute, but I think it needs to be like a little darker, a little more purpley, kind of, to match the whole vibe. And then if we head back down, I have a house over here. This is one house that I don't know what to do with. Like, I don't know what role to give this house. And then I have just a little, we'll get up there in a second, but I have this little more overgrown zone. Anyway, we come down here and we get to one of the first areas I ever made on this island, which is, of course, the joust. We got the audience over here, and I don't know if it's like this at your local Renfair, but at the New York Renfair, there is like an in-canon queen and like a queen's court. So I put some of these thrones here. I spent so long on this. I think it turned out great, right? Like, that's a joust. You can't deny that that's a joust. And then over here is another place this is my flower zone. Obviously nothing is on my beach, but this is ridiculous. But I was using this little corner to breed flowers because I was running out. I was running out of like orange hyacinths. I was running out of these purple ones and I needed them. But then if we tuck our way around here, we get to our next house, which is Genji's house. It's like a little fishing spot because it's right on the water. And then over here, I have some fish for sale, some fishies for sale. So we got the little squids and the octopi and this custom design, which is an umbrella, but it looks like a crab cooler. I don't know who's buying fish at the Renfair, but you know, maybe it's like you pick out a crab and they roast it for you right there. And it's like a lunch spot. That's the lore. And maybe that means that I need to put some tables on the beach back here. But for now, it's empty back there. We go up the stairs here behind the joust and we have a whole concessions area. So we've got like some drinks, some popcorn, some candy, some cotton candy, some balloons, which are not edible at all. Whose house is this? Who lives here? Oh, it's Punchy's house. Wait, I actually kind of like that. Also, I'm realizing I have fully an open plot. This is not 10 villagers. This island is really unfinished. I don't even have full villagers. This is ridiculous. And then if we go back here, we have my attempt at a land bridge. I feel like there was a time on like Animal Crossing Instagram where land bridges were like the hot thing to build, and so I built one. I think it's pretty cute. And you see how that like little foresty area right here kind of ties into the whole thing? There's a couple bridges at the New York Renfair that are like fairy bridges, and on one side of it, it's very like classic medieval town, and on the other side of it, there's like fairy things happening. And I did that up here, which is my campsite, and it doubles as a wishing well. This build took so freaking long to do. I am obsessed with it. It is perfect and amazing and wonderful. Let me get out of here. I popped off on this. Like, come on, the little bell next to the well. And if you look at it from this angle, it does look like the waterfall is going into it. That's so awesome. If I was like really dedicated, I would replace these bushes with the seasonal bushes. I do like them as just like plain green bushes, you know? Should we check out who's at our campsite? Because I made another one of these cutie little flower paths. You come back here around the side of the wishing well and it leads right to the campsite. Here she is, right on the cliff's edge. Should we see who's in there? I'm gonna. What if it's someone really cute? I can just auto... Who even is this? Let's go back over here. This is another little area that's unfinished. So I've got this whole left side. I think I am just gonna do a similar thing to what I did on the right side with some trees and some flowers, maybe some bushes, and just fill this in with overgrown. But then we come up here and there's a little space here to sit. There's a little path over this way. I don't know if I'm gonna lead this to anything. I might put like a little vine on this angle right here. And if I put something like on the rock back there, then like this could be like a hidden pathway to get back there. And then up here is my house, which my interior is not done at all, but the outside I've done a little bit. I have this sort of farm space. And then down here is probably the most classic stellajo decorating situation, which is like a mix and match dining table setup. I do this in Animal Crossing, I do it in Stardew. I just think it's cute. I have said this so many times. This is another one of my favorite areas, is my whole pirate zone. I have a whole pirate zone, and I think doing pirate stuff by your secret beach is like very classic, but I like the spin I did on it. So over here we have some games. In my heart, like in the canon, like all of these little huts are little games. And then down here is the actual pathway to the secret beach. So I've turned this whole area into like a pirate alley where I terraformed out the bottom. It's like a bunch of pirates are getting ready to board their ships, and these are all the treasures they've collected. And in my heart, these are all like little Renfair shops, like little ramshackle Renfair shops. And then of course down here we've got some more stuff on the beach. So when Red is here, when his boat is here, it's like he's getting ready to load all of this stuff up onto his boat. Isn't that so cute? I love how this turned out. It looks so good. Continuing the pirate theme, here is our next house. I think Sparrow lives here. And this one is like an antique shop. Another house that I have to fix the exterior on. And then this is where it gets dicey. So the path sort of leads up and around, and we've got some benches and some chairs, and I brought this river up here to this pond, and then the path just stops here because I was in the midst of trying to do a vineyard, which I do think that this looks like a vineyard. I just don't know if I love it. I don't hate it. That's for damn sure. It's clearly unfinished. I don't know. I just don't know if I want to keep it. We will come back up here, but let's head back down. We've been here. There's the archery. There's the garden shop. Here's the bridge that comes across here. And then all over here is a much bigger farm area. So I've got a little pumpkin patch here, a silo, some bees. I've got a little covered wagon here. And then this is Amelia's house. And she's got her little bike out front and a little DIY bench. And then I've got much more farm space for the rest of the crops that I wasn't able to put by my house. So we've got some more crops over here. And then down here, we've got a little stall that's selling the fresh produce from the farm. I just love all of the custom designs. And of course, more maps and some more wheat fields to fill it out. I also do love this custom design that looks like the cliff face but has a little cat coming out of a hole. The whimsy is off the charts. You can't deny. Oh my god, there's so many different ways to go. Where do I want to go? Let's go back up and around. Okay, wait. Up here is my museum. And I wanted to do like a lot of outdoor stuff around the museum. So we've got a little picnic area. We've got a telescope. We've got a bunch of books. I think I did this on the other side too. Yeah, and it just feels like very much like a museum you could walk through on the outside and then also on the inside. And this feels like sort of like a royal archive, let's say. Keep it in theme, you know? And then over here, we get to our blacksmith. Cannot have a Renfair without a blacksmith. You just can't. Watching blacksmiths like do their damn thing is so crazy. So we've got a little seating area out front, and then we've got tons of different cool like armor pieces and swords. And here's the forge in the back. Come on now. So good. Another house that desperately needs a change of appearance. I know. And then of course next to the blacksmith, what is a blacksmith without some ore to mine? So I put a mine. I love this build so much. We've got the silver and the gold, and we've got these two caves and this little like plaza train thing. in front makes it look like it's like going and getting the ore. How unbelievably darling is that? And then it loops back around this way, which this little transition area needs some work. I don't love it as just a path. We need to do some more stuff here. Can you tell I like to put down items on like every square inch of my island? But then over here we get to another super cute area, a little stage. I love them so bad. Obviously, Renfair, big part of Renfair is all of the shows you can go see, all the performances you can watch. So I had to put one on my Renfair themed island, duh. So yeah, that's the whole back part of the island. This connects back down to the farm. And then we can also do a little hip-hoppy across here. Leads back down. This is the other side of that flower field. And then here is like my spin on the classic orchard. I feel like every Animal Crossing island you need an orchard, and I wanted to make sure that I had all of the fruit trees, so I made a fun, more interactive orchard. I like the idea of like in universe you come here and you can like actually pick the fruit off the trees and take a couple home, sort of a la apple picking in the fall, but just with all the different types of fruit. So it's pretty big. It takes up a good chunk of this side of the island, but I really love it. And then over around here is where my shops are, and this is where the island gets so laggy. You're prepped, you're ready for it to be really, really laggy, and we're gonna forgive me because it looks very nice when you stand still, okay? So if I go in here, this is Nook's Cranny. Super cute. And then down here, the costume shop. I feel like huge part of Renfair is obviously getting dressed up, and there's tons of places to buy costumes at the Renfair. So I've downloaded some custom ones. You can see Zelda's Breath of the Wild dress there. So cute. And then some of the like in-game Renaissance themed items like the jester hat and the shoes and the cavalier shirt, I think this is called. And it's next to the Able sisters right here. And then we have this little plaza section, and I wanted to put some tables down here as if like there's also some food stalls in this area too. So I made a little coffee stall and a little picnic setup, which picnics are not super Renfair accurate, but it's Animal Crossing and we're doing like a rustic theme, so you gotta have a picnic. And then our last area is over here, which is where our open plot is, so the path is messed up. But this house plus this beach behind it is my Oracle Alley, my Psychics area, because one big part of the New York Ren Fair is there is this whole area in the middle of the fair that gets real quiet, and it's all like psychics and tarot card readers, and I wanted a spot dedicated to them. So they each have their own little tent, and you can go pick who you want to get a reading from. And they've got a little campsite in the back here, and it covers this whole beach next to this big pond where I put these ducks. Another thing that I wanted to try with the shops is I wanted to try giving them like a second floor. I really wanted to play around with like how many fake buildings I could make on this island. So for the Nook's Cranny, I gave them like a rooftop garden, which I think is very, very adorable and looks out over this large water feature so nicely. So I have this on top of Nook's Cranny, and then I think for Able Sisters, I just kind of played around with making it look like there was an upper floor. Yeah. So you can see I kind of just put this whole structure behind it to make it look way bigger than it actually is, and put a little chimney up there with a pizza oven, brick oven. I don't remember what the item is actually called. And then we're back at the front. We've got a little harp performance right up front. It loops back around. I got this gazebo here that leads to the beach, and it loops back around to the entrance. That's the whole island. It's definitely got some work that still needs to be done on it. But if you guys have any ideas for how I should finish up this island, I'll take them, because these little weird zones I feel like could be filled way better. If you guys are interested in seeing me finish this island, please let me know in a comment and give me ideas of what I should do in these weirdo little areas, because I definitely want to have this fully completed and the dream address posted and all of that before the next Animal Crossing comes out, which for all we know it might be another 5 years. But that means I have 5 years to save up for a Switch too. Also, if you guys are interested in me streaming more Animal Crossing, come on over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/stellajo. I'd love to see you there and chat. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We have a great time over there. And maybe I'll stream more Animal Crossing if the people demand it. And remember to leave a like and subscribe for more fun gaming content and other videos from your girl. I'll see you around. Okay, love you, bye!